I got to make another video for NBA Rank. So today, under my nose, I just checked the website. They rank the top shooting guards of all time. Y'all dudes hiding behind these desks and keyboards, y'all are on a roll. On an absolute roll. 1 and 2 is obvious. If you don't know who 1 and 2 is, slap yourself. Okay? Do I have to even say their names? Who 1 and 2 shooting guards of all time are? I won't. Let's just go to number 3. Number 3, I have a problem with because of who number 4 and number 6 are. I'll get to 5. I got a bone to pick with him too. But the number 3 shooting guard all time is Jerry West. Now, Jerry West is a great player. But I'm starting to see with this pick, and more so with the John Stockton pick. See, I don't know who ranks these people. I don't know how many votes it is and who's all involved in the process. But if it's a majority of people at ESPN, I'm assuming it's a majority of maybe lighter-skinned writers. And I'm starting to think this may be a lighter-skinned bias because just naturally you want to have someone who looks like you represent in these lists. And the John Stockton thing was preposterous. Absolutely. But he is like the lighter-skinned hope at point guard, right? The realistic one, not the Steve Nash one. All right? Jerry West is that for shooting guards. And I'm not saying that Jerry West isn't top 5. I'll give him top 5. But I'm sorry. There's a double standard that exists with Jerry West. And that double standard being that, let's take it to modern times. LeBron James is absolutely killed because he has only won 2 NBA championships in 6 attempts. That may be fair. It may not be fair. Some titles more than others. We could debate that. Certainly the Dallas Finals, they should have won that. That's on him. The first Spurs Finals and last year's Golden State. I mean, severely undermanned squads. And however you feel about that other one he lost against the Spurs, up for debate. But we're not here to talk LeBron James. Point is, he gets killed for that. It's like, how you supposed to be one of the greatest or contention for greatest anything, and this is what you do in the biggest stage. How many of y'all know Jerry West lost like 12 titles? Like, lost in like 12 finals. It's exaggeration a little bit. I think the number, off the top of my head, if I'm not mistaken, I think he lost something like 6 or 7 NBA finals before winning 1 championship. Who else can get away with that? And on top of that, a guy who has lost 6 or 7 NBA finals championships, and a lot of times had a stacked team. You're not going to sell me on the fact that he would always win to the finals as an underdog. No, not at all. Some of those teams he had on was capable of beating those Celtics teams. Some of the ones he lost to just fell short. So with like 6 or 7 finals losses and only 1 win, his nickname is Mr. Clutch. Huh? Mr. Clutch? And this is what you do? Talk about setting the bar low. Anyway, number 3, miss me with that. Now, I've said for a long time, in championship, well, for me, the championship being a part of it, but the defensive thing, because when he was young and a young beast, he was a defensive animal too. The defensive side of the ball being the separator is why I always had Dwayne Wade as my number 3 shooting guard of all time. But number 4 on that list, on my list, See, 3 and 4 was never, 1 through 4 was never up for this debate with me. Now, if you want to flip 3 and 4, be my guest. I'm not going to argue with you about that, and I can understand it. But number 4 on my list was Allen Iverson. Now, if you want to say number 1, number 2, I'm not going to name them because you should know them. Number 1, number 2, then AI and D-Wade, that's cool. D-Wade and AI, that's cool. But not only do you have D-Wade at number 4, which he should be ahead of Jerry West, you have Clyde Drexler at 5, which means you put Allen Iverson at 6. Clyde Drexler had one hand. He literally couldn't use his left hand. And he played up until, what, 96, 97? He's an all-time great. But he should probably be number 6 on this list. Real talk. If Jerry West is 5, he's 6. Now 7, 8, 9, 10, I don't have a problem with if you guys didn't see it. 7 was George Gervin. 8, Ray Allen. 9, Reggie Miller. 10, Earl Monroe. I think the whole 10 thing, it was like, pick a shooting guard. Earl won a couple titles. Throw it to him. I mean, if you took Earl off and put T-Mac on there, would anybody be upset? Vince Carter. Would anybody be upset if you put Vince Carter at well, and he put a lot of his career small forward, so if you put T-Mac on that list, take Earl Monroe off, would anybody really be upset? Probably not, right? But, I mean, come on. AI at 6? Get real.